Do you want to whistle?
There we go. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, joined by my lovely lady friend Cam. How you doing, Cam?
Good.
And we're here to talk about West Side Story, not the original version, the Steven Spielberg film that just hit theaters. Before you give us our thoughts on this movie, make sure to hit that like button, comment your thoughts down below. If you've seen the movie, do you prefer the original or this version? Let us know that in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into our review of the movie. Overall, how'd you feel about this one?
I liked it a lot. I had a fun time with it. I wasn't disgusted at all. You know what I mean?
You weren't perturbed?
No. I would say it was one of the more solid remakes of a classic movie that I've seen in my time.
Yeah, I think it's a really solid movie. I mean,
it did justice to the original.
It definitely did justice to the original. It shined a new light on it as well. There's a lot of moments that you can kind of compare and contrast with that original. I think the original does a lot right. I think this actually enhances a few elements from the original. I'm still a little more fond of some of the elements of the original movie, which we'll talk about here in a second. Maria is a star. Rachel Zegler's her name, right?
She's so good.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to get an Oscar nomination, rightfully so.
I want to see more of her in everything ever. She's so good.
Oh my gosh, yeah, stunning.
You know, she doesn't have that accent in real life.
I think I did know that, actually. Yeah, so she did a hell of a job in this movie.
Really good accent.
Yeah, she pulled it off, and I actually prefer her to the original Maria from the 1960s movie. Not only is her voice beautiful,
she's beautiful.
She is beautiful. She's a damn good dancer.
Yes.
Her aura, A-U-R-A,
yes,
aura.
Yes.
It's stunning. I don't know. I feel like I said that word a bunch.
No,
she kind of took me off my feet.
You're
In a
valid.
way. Didn't she kind of felt like she swept you off your feet when you saw her?
I love her, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you want that as your lead character in a movie. Tony Soprano, no. Stark, no.
Tony.
The original's better.
We rewatched the original West Side Story like 2 days ago. And we have decided that the guy that plays Tony in the original is not real.
He's a simulation.
He is definitely 3D photoshopped into the movie. There's this really old Disney movie with Tyra Banks where she like is a doll and then she turns into a real life person. It's called Life Size, and that is what that guy reminds me of. He looks like a Ken doll.
I think Ansel Elgort
did a great job.
I think he does really well, you know, aside from his history and the media and everything he's done in real life. In this movie, I think he does a good job. He's near close to matching the original movie when it comes to like vocals, but he just is missing a little bit in my opinion, and I think that his performance at times could be not laughable, but it's just not here's the
best way to say it. He rivals Tobey Maguire for most memeable and most hilarious acting in a scene where someone is dying.
Fair enough.
Has been dead.
Fair enough, yeah. As for the Jets and Sharks, like the main combatants in this movie, if you want to call them, they're at odds against each other. I really do like what they did with Riff. I think
Riff.
that's a great actor.
I love Riff in this movie.
Now, I don't think you're going to be able to top the one from the original movie.
No.
But I still think this Riff gives it his all. It does a really good job.
Great job.
I was upset with how he felt a little sidelined to me throughout certain songs.
What it was is in the original movie, most of the songs that the Jets sing, Riff is the main dude that's singing them, because I think the other Jets that are there were cast because they're dancers, not because they're singers. In this movie, I think the Jets that were casted because they're singers and dancers. There's one guy who is a Jet, some random Jet, I forget which one he is, but I recognized him immediately from Newsies, so like I know he can sing and I know he can dance. So he sang a little more than his character probably did in the original. So they were probably just trying to showcase other Jets, but Riff felt a little sidelined.
He did feel sidelined, but I do think Bernardo does a great job in this movie. The new Bernardo, he goes toe-to-toe with the original, in my opinion. Like, he's damn near just as good. Something I think this movie does effectively is I think it portrays, like, the struggle of the Puerto Ricans a little bit more. Especially, I mean, hell, in the opening alone, they do a little bit more to kind of raise the stakes and make the hatred between the Jets and the Sharks even stronger. Not only through, like, destruction of one another's property, but, like, when they would actually hit each other, it felt a lot more realistic. I felt like this movie was more gritty as opposed to the cheesy nature of that original one.
Anita, loved her. She was great. The girl that plays her is a great dancer, and I think she's also a really good actress when, you know, sad scenes were happening and she had to be like crying or whatever.
Absolutely.
Very good. And like, you know, the whole ending scene with the dudes messing with her when she goes to see Tony, she did a really good job.
That was more brutal this time around. I think they highlighted the atrocities of the Jets more so in this one there. And I do think that the original Anita, the actress Rita Moreno, she has a great role in this movie. I love how they incorporated her. It didn't feel forced. It felt very authentic. It was perfect. Like, I love it when remakes do justice to bringing an actress back from the original, and this is like the perfect way to do it.
They gave her like a really good moment too with the singing.
She had a very impactful role in the movie. Overall, I think it flows just about the same. I mean, it's a remake of the original, so the plot is going to be beat for beat pretty much the same.
Something that this movie did that I actually do kind of like some of the songs were like placed in a different order than the original. So the song called Cool, and in the original it's sung by Ice and all the guys. This is after the Rumble. And this one, Ansel sings it with Riff, and they're like fighting, whatever, blah blah. And I like how that connected with the story and things that came up later after the Rumble. Like, that was an important thing, and I think that part flowed better.
They definitely tied up some plot holes from the first movie. This isn't a sequel, from the original.
Yeah.
Not plot holes, but more so like little inconveniences. They made them make more sense. Filled in the gaps.
It's things I didn't even notice until I saw this movie, and then I was like, oh yeah, I never wondered how he got that or how that happened.
Exactly, I agree.
And now it makes a bit more sense, which I did like. Another thing I loved about this movie, and the first movie obviously is really good at this too, the costumes were gorgeous, beautiful. Mwah.
They kind of switch it up too with what certain characters are wearing in pivotal moments.
For example, one thing I really like in the original movie, Maria, at the very, very end, when that whole scene happens at the very end of the movie, she's wearing red, which I think is like supposed to symbolize how at the beginning of the movie, when she has on her white dress, she like really wanted it to be red because she felt like she was like a prude in a white dress, blah blah blah. In this movie, there was very obvious costuming where the Jets were consistently in like cool tones and wearing blue, and the Sharks were constantly in like red and like yellow and orange and warm colors and stuff. And at the end of the movie, Maria is wearing a very pretty blue dress. And I think that was nice.
Obviously, the movie's directed by Steven Spielberg, who is an icon.
Obviously, he should get praise for the way that he shot certain shots because they were beautiful. But I feel like at the same time, we do have to remember he didn't write the storyline of West Side Story. Like, he didn't create that. They remade it really well. There's nothing really changed from the original, which is good. I like that. I wouldn't want them to change it because the original is so good. But because nothing is changed from the original, he kind of just took a movie and then just made the shots more aesthetic.
Modernized it. And
which isn't bad.
And the colors pop. It's a gorgeous movie. But I don't know if Spielberg deserves as much praise as he will receive. I love the guy. Trust me, he's my second favorite director of all time. I mean, like, I feel like anyone could have done as good of a job as him just because, you've got so much to work with. Think about this. When they remake, like, the animated Disney movies into live action, it's the same. It's like Beauty and the Beast. Pick your poison, right? They're both pretty much the same. That's kind of how it is.
His shots don't skyrocket the movie above the original.
It's just modernized. This isn't a dig at the movie. It's the same story. It's West Side Story. It's just modernized for new audience. If someone went into this movie and didn't see the original West Side Story or didn't see the stage play, they would absolutely love it. And I still really enjoyed the movie. There's not a shot at it. It's just a remake. And that's the thing. Like, when you've seen the original, it's hard to top the original, in my opinion. I mean, that won Best Picture. I still take the original over this. But again, it's modernized, and it does a little better job of kind of tackling issues and really diving into the conflict between the Sharks and the Jets. The emotional moments still hit. There's a lot of gut punches. It eliminates some of those cheesy aspects like the fighting, especially the Rumble. They did a lot better with that. And the dancing, again, more well choreographed. Overall, it's a polished version of that original one that kind of tackles some things more so.
We also get like a little bit more of conversations between Maria and Tony, which is nice.
West Side Story, really solid movie. I definitely recommend checking this out. I still prefer the original. If I had to give this movie a score, watching this made me realize I'm bumping my 4.5 for the original to a 5 out of 5. So the original is a 5 out of 5 in my book. This is like a 4 to 4.5, something like that. I mean, it's really solid. I think that knowing what's going down, it's a little slower than the first one because it's like, I like the original movie so much. Just seeing it with new actors is cool for a bit, but by the end, it does get a little tiresome to me, personally.
I have always had the original West Side Story at a 5 out of 5, and I would probably put this new one at a 4 out of 5. Yeah. It was good. I would watch it again. And being a dancer, I do find myself enjoying remakes of a lot of things more because the dancing is better in remakes sometimes. Yeah. In the new movie, like during the America number, at the end of it, I almost like actually clapped like I was watching a real life show.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for our review of West Side Story. Make sure to hit the like button, comment your thoughts on the movie down below. Love it, hate it, better or worse than the original. If you had to pick one right now to watch forever, you choosing the original or you choosing this one? Let us know in the comments. Follow Cam, all our social medias are linked down below. Until next time, see you guys later.
It has to go today.
No, I actually, you know what? I'm sorry, I got it wrong. It's this. Ready? Hold on, I'm having a mental lapse. Give me a second. This is all going to be a funny intro.
I can't whistle.
I got it. You ready?